Hi there, Larissa here with another pop tip. So in this video, I want to talk about how to eat right, whether it's during Ramadan, after iftar and through the evening, or if you're not fasting and observing Ramadan. These are still great tips for how to eat right to prevent the following. No one likes bloating. This is after you eat, when your stomach is sticking out and you feel very uncomfortable. And no one likes indigestion. Poor digestion leads to gas, and indigestion can also lead to weight gain because your body isn't able to properly digest your food, and also because your digestion is not functioning properly, it also leads to a lack of energy. So if we can increase proper, good digestion, then you'll have more energy, less weight gain, and you will feel better after eating. So here's a few tips, especially for those of you fasting, for when you break your fast. So at iftar and after. So tip number 1 is to reduce fatty foods. But I know this is difficult. And my one friend here asked me, well, what can I do to feel better and reduce weight gain after eating all of these oily, fatty, delicious Kurdish foods? So if you don't want to completely reduce fatty foods, I'll give you a few other tips for feeling better after your meal and avoiding extra weight gain. So tip number 2 is reduce variety of foods. In general, when you're eating, if you reduce the variety, the number of different foods, if the number of different foods you eat is less, your digestion will be better and you'll feel better afterwards. But if you have many, many different types of foods at the same time, it's going to be harder for your body to digest those foods and you'll feel worse. So reduce the variety of different foods. Tip number 3. This is another difficult one, but if you want to feel better after eating and avoid extra weight gain, then reduce sweets and other carbohydrates. So, of course, you need carbohydrates, especially during Ramadan, to replenish your energy, but don't overeat. Don't eat too many for a few reasons. Not just because it leads to weight gain, but too many sweets or foods high in sugar will also lead to poor digestion and bloating, gas, so you don't feel good. So try to have just one small sweet only. Really enjoy it. And it's best if you start your iftar with 2 or 3 dates and have some lukewarm room temperature water, and then maybe have your soup, do your prayers, have your main meal, starting with maybe some vegetables or fruit, and then 2 hours to 3 hours after your iftar meal, then have your sweets, rather than eating a lot of sweets with your meal or immediately before or after. So next is to also, when you are, here we go, reduce soda and other carbonated drinks or artificially sweetened drinks. Like I talked about, drink more water or fresh fruit juice, or mix half fresh juice with half water to stay well hydrated. But also, if you drink too much soda, this also leads to bloating, and we do not like bloating. So, next is eat slowly. Yes, you're very hungry, but if you eat too fast, then again, you'll have poor digestion, bloating, and less energy. So eat slowly. I say one tip to eat slowly is put your fork or spoon on the table between each bite. So you really chew your food well and eat slowly. Number 6 is go for a walk or do yoga. So I posted a video for a simple 10-minute yoga routine that you can do at home. That's for beginners. Basically, it's simple stretching. So, I mean, you can even just do stretching like this. Do some twisting exercises, like the ones in the yoga video I shared that are part of the morning routine, are very good because it helps getting your food moving through the intestines. So about 2 hours after eating, go for a walk or do yoga or simple stretching. And also, I missed one other tip, which is to avoid some common foods that lead to extra gas or indigestion. So, when we talk about, back to tip number 2, reduce variety of foods, try to not have too much of these. So, dairy products. This is like milk, cheese, yogurt. Yogurt is better, but try not to have too many dairy products like milk and cheese. Also, don't eat too much broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. These are very, very healthy foods, but sometimes if you eat too many, then you can have poor digestion or gas and bloating. Or make sure that you eat them cooked rather than raw. If you eat these cooked, it will be easier for your body to digest them. Onions. Onions can also sometimes lead to extra gas and bloating. So try not to eat too many onions. This one we all know, beans. So be careful, don't eat too many beans. And also peaches, pears, and apples. So fruit is very good, especially when you're breaking fast, because fruit helps you also to rehydrate. But again, you want to reduce variety of foods. So apples and beans, especially lentil soup, onions, broccoli, onions, broccoli, and yogurt. These are all healthy, good foods, but if you eat these all together at the same time, it can cause more poor digestion and bloating. So, in recap, here are some tips to reduce indigestion and bloating and weight gain. 1. Reduce fatty foods. 2. Reduce variety of foods. Eat only a few different types of food at one time. Reduce sweets and other carbohydrates, and try to eat sweets 2 to 3 hours after your iftar, or after eating in general. Number 4, reduce soda. Drink more water, and drink water between meals. not with meals. And avoid, don't drink very cold, ice cold water. Number 5, eat slowly. And finally, number 6, go for a walk or do yoga 2 hours after your meal. So I hope you find these tips helpful. If you have any questions, please post below and I'll be happy to respond.